Right now in 2021 and 2022, you will start to see that there's a shift in behaviors of property upgraders from HDB properties to private, from private to more private. They're starting to shift. And why is there this shift? Is because now everybody has this lingering thought that one name is starting to be insufficient to buy a higher quantum property. Now that has been a combination of all the combined TDSR limits that happened since 2013 to 2022. And let me just bring out this refresher, all right? So in 2013, what has happened was that with the first introduction on 28 June 2013, there was a reduction of 16.34% in an average home buyer's loan quantum. Now that has caused a huge shift in the market because instantaneously everybody was hit very drastically because suddenly you just feel, hey, I cannot loan as much as last time. And this is a structural cooling measure. Structural cooling measure means that government is not going to remove it because this is healthy for the market. It is basically for financial prudency. Now that also means that a lot of things are being taken into consideration, like the existing sort of credit kind of ability that you have, whether you own 1, 2 or 3 cars, what are the existing debt that you're holding right now. And that is technically a very good structural cooling measure that our government has introduced, because that would then increase the longevity of the real estate pricing to remove speculation element from the market. Because last time, anybody can just take a loan from the market, and the banks do not consider your existing car loan, your existing debt, your existing student loan, your existing renovation loan. And this is what we call a very good kind of cooling measure that was introduced into the market. And that is a very healthy cooling measure. Now, in 2021, there was a further cooling measure that came on, and that was TDSR Part 2. So technically, it dipped to 55% in terms of understanding how much to consider an average home loan that the bank will introduce to a home borrower. So let's say if you're earning $10,000, the bank will only consider that you're earning $5,500 in consideration for loaning you the money to leverage on your debt. So basically that causes another reduction, 8.33%. But then, just last year, there was a further TDSR Part 3 that caused a 5.94% dip in loan quantum again. So that was the increase in stress test from 3.5% to 4%. So in totality, TDSR has 3 rounds of changes. Now this entire thing has caused basically a new phenomenon, is that now everybody finds that, in order to buy a bigger quantum property, instead of decoupling and buying 2 small properties, they now prefer to buy a bigger property because smaller properties has now failed to perform over the last 9 years. Now, when I say failed to perform, in the sense that in comparison to bigger properties, the quantum appreciation is very much different. Now, this was also partly due to the TDSR shift, because last time, before 2013, developers were actually creating bigger units layouts. So last time, example, a 3-bedder is at least 1,003 square feet. After 2013, a 3-bedder has now evolved to less than 1,000 square feet. So averagely now, if you want a show flat, a 1-bedder is now 400 to 500 square feet. 2-bedder will be 600 plus square feet. 3-bedder is about 3-bedder is about 900 odd square feet. A 4-bedder is about 1,002 square feet. Before 2013, before TDSR was being introduced, a 1-bedder is 600 to 700 square feet. A 2-bedder is 900 square feet. A 3-bedder is 1,002 to 1,003 square feet. A 4-bedder is 1,006 to 1,008 square feet. This shift, because of TDSR, and why was that this shift, is because developers need to create a smaller unit for quantum palette, to make the quantum of the property more palatable for average home buyer. And that was caused by the TDSR cooling measure. And this is an inevitable thing because our GLS land price and construction costs are still increasing with an inflation basis. And of course, with that then formed this new element that small properties has performed poorly compared to larger properties. Now, why is that so? It's because if you look at larger properties, they are usually the ones that has created more quantum appreciation gain in projects that has TOP over the past few years.